The sculpture park, we designed and supervised the construction of the sculpture park. It's a 5,200 square meter park. It's quite a huge site, bigger than the actual building itself as a footprint. And Ibda's interest, our interest is in phenomena. So our interest is in light, in movement, in time. We also are very interested in the context. The context being on water was something very important for us. So we used the ripple, or the water ripple, or the circle as a hidden geometry to create the design of the park. And that was a hidden geometry. It wasn't, the intent was not to create a very obvious geometry. And then combining all the different activities into all these different ripples to create the overall environment of the park. Well, the interesting thing is the dialogue between the two geometries. So that was something that we found very interesting to address. You know, the building itself is designed in a rectangular geometry with the courtyards also in rectangular form, while we use the circular geometry, or a more fluid geometry. And this dialogue between the two geometries is something we found to be very interesting, to combine the two into this art environment. We also, an important point is the color of the floor. If you see, we use the green for the green part. And then we use the yellow, which is a kind of an ode to the reflection. The yellow, if you see here, this aluminum has a pearl yellow gold reflection. So that also kind of corresponds to the facade of the building. What was interesting is that there are so many different programs and activities. So we wanted to design these activities, such as the children's park. Then we have the amphitheater, we have the green park, we have the ceremonial park. So all these activities, we wanted to seamlessly combine them in a very fluid form, a form that does not have any abrupt disconnections, but merges everything together, especially with the corniche. So the corniche comes into the park, and the park also merges with the colonnade on the front facade of the building. So this seamless, organic, fluid, three-dimensional form was something that we wanted to achieve, so that the park becomes an environment where sculpture and art can be displayed in many different ways and forms. It is not only designed for a specific art installation, but art can take shape and form in many different ways in the park. The site is between the corniche and between the art center itself, and is actually sloped. So the site has a difference of level of about 1.5 to 1.6 meters. So contextually, we wanted to combine the art center with the corniche in a very seamless way. So if you realize you can walk down, or a handicap can, wheelchair go down without any steps. That was very important for us, that this fluid continuity is important. So even if you're walking along the corniche, you can easily stride into the park, into the art center, without really realizing there's much of a change in space or environment, but it just all ties up together. And the building itself, is designed to be in a very much kind of a flexible space. So what you see in terms of material, open ceiling, louvers, kind of concrete floors, etc. And we kept that kind of language in the park. All the materials in the park are locally sourced. There's nothing that is specially imported for the park. Especially the whole thing was built in about 2 months, so that was an achievement by itself. And at the same time, we also we didn't put a lot of green in the park intentionally to minimize irrigation, water requirements, to be environmentally friendly, and to, work within this environment, just similar to the gardens you see here, which are desert gardens. So, these principles of design are on the same line between the art center itself and the park itself.